1, 2. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Box Out Boys podcast. We are the NBA podcast of the people, your home for lukewarm takes and substandard analysis. I'm Titus Two Shots Dominguez, and with me, as always, is Chris, the Stats Man Gorman. Hit him with the stats, Chris. There you go.
Hey.
Oh.
My stat, I have the Warriors are averaging 52.7 points per game off the bench.
Oh,
They're the best in the league at it, followed by the Grizzlies. And I just think it's absurd. Usually average like 40 or maybe 30. 52 by the Warriors.
That's a lot.
There we go.
They are cooking off the bench. He comes off the bench and gets minutes. It's the Lombard Trey McCroskey. Get that show.
I feel like I need to come up with like a normal thing because when you ad lib on me, I feel like I get.
I know. I throw you off.
Yeah, that's fine. Coming off the bench.
I kind of like the keeps.
It's fine. It's cool. I like it.
I just make it up
I like
off
it.
the top of the head. It's usually related to something Chris said. I just like mix it up. That's all right because tonight we're gonna squabble up, gobble up. Maybe it's probably more appropriate, but just trying to drop a little K dot in there for you. We're doing our first annual, hopefully, Thanksgiving show. Joey came up with some great topics for us. We're going to create the NBA Thanksgiving dinner for sickos, dinner for schmucks, if you will. We're going to go around the horn here, the cornucopia.
Ooh, I like it.
We're going to come up with some NBA-related and Thanksgiving-related things. So not just which player is the stuffing, which player is this. We're going to have a little bit more fun with it, get a little creative. So let's get into it. Our first topic of the night. We're sitting around the dinner table. The turkey is being carved. What is your NBA conversation topic you're opening with? Joey, let's start with you here on this one, buddy. What are you opening up with?
Yeah, it's
the uncle's 3 beers deep now. What are we doing?
Ooh, 3 beers. Which uncle? Which side of the aisle is this?
Yeah, which side of the family here?
I'm trying to come up with something here that is thought-provoking. It touches multiple eras. And it kind of brings anybody who may have dabbled in the NBA at any point into the conversation. So my topic that I want to discuss at dinner is the league is better when there's a villain team.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking, 90s Bulls were a pretty big villain. 2010 Warriors, 2000 Lakers, LeBron's Cavs in the early 2000s. Yeah, the Heat.
Or the Heat.
So I'm coming from the aspect of, hey, right now, there's not really a villain team. Everybody's kind of level par. A lot of guys are buddies, and there's no like absolute hated team, which I feel like doesn't drive as much animosity, right? You don't get that like fan base energy from certain groups against a certain team. And I feel like when you have that, it's just better. So that's kind of my stance, but I'm also using this topic as like a way, right? I said to like get the different eras. So if you got that uncle, i.e. Titus's dad from the 90s, you're getting hit being like, yeah, well, the Bulls weren't even villains, right? So he's going down that road. He's taking
talking about the Knicks.
Yeah, he's in that whole thing. He's got the Pistons into the bad boy Pistons being the real villain.
Yeah.
Our era is kind of talking about the Warriors, like were they actually a villain or were they just so good that like there wasn't like anything about it. Then you got the little sprinkle of like the Lakers, the Spurs. Could you consider the Spurs being a villain? Probably not, right? They were pretty likable, even though they were really dominant. So
they're kind of boring, but yeah,
it's kind of thought provoking. You're getting multiple opinions
like
here.
This.
You've got a few debate pieces, not just the villain piece. You're kind of mixing everything together. So I think
who's
it's
today's
a fair
villain?
Conversation without being too polarizing.
Polarizing. Chris, do you like that conversation start? And then what's your conversation?
Can I actually expand on his conversation? So
Yes,
can we have a conversation about it real quick?
Conversation about the conversation.
Because once you said that, I would like to propose. I'm gonna start the bandwagon. Joe, I feel like you started it last week. I'm jumping on board, but the Houston Rockets are going to be the villain team by the end of the season.
I did say that last week. I forgot I said that.
Yeah, you are not on their bandwagon. I am off after the NBA Cup overtime loss. Dylan Brooks is not a likable man. Red Van Vliet has a face
there's a way about him.
There's a way about him, right?
Yeah.
They got a lot of guys. Everyone likes them right now because they're they're new, they're fresh,
they're
scrappy. They play a lot of defense. Imi Udoka's not a likable guy. I think this is going to be a hated team pretty soon. A villainous team.
A villainous team.
I like it.
I will throw in, when you were bringing that up, Joey, is Boston not the current villain team right now? Or is there nobody likes Tatum. He just doesn't. Maybe it's a lack of respect thing more than like a villainous.
Yeah. Is it that people don't like him or they just don't care? I feel like he's just kind of like a guy.
Afterthought kind of thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Like nobody seems to have like a polarizing opinion about him.
Yeah. They're like Boston. Cool.
I feel like that's like Boston in general, right? Like they're not really that villain yet because people are kind of like, whatever. It's just Boston. Who cares? I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not quite villain. I think if they win again this year, maybe
that might be then the tables turn.
I also think Cleveland is probably stealing some of that villain thunder from them. It's like they're the story in the East right now still.
Yeah.
And again, so there's a fine on the radar.
Ooh, maybe the Cavs and Rockets are villains. We'll see.
We'll see who.
My conversation topic. I think anytime I see somebody I haven't seen in a while, like you guys or whoever, if I'm just talking, I'm like, I just think about trades. The first
trade
thing,
talk. All right.
It's just trade talk. I think Joey, if we had Thanksgiving together, I would just be like Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams traded. What's going on here? I know Zach LaVine just said that's why he signed to Chicago because he loves Chicago.
Yeah,
but is now the time to trade him?
It's
got to be the trades.
So Chris has got the laptop out.
Yeah,
he's got the laptop out. He's got the trade machine open. He's cutting deals the whole time, throwing out different packages all dinner.
LA can use them right now, so
I like
his uncle's freaking out at the contract level. 20 million. Oh my god!
Not even back in my day. I'm like, it's not even 20. It's 60.
What? Pippen never made that much in his career.
Never made that much. All-star, all NBA.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I like it. The trade talk. I was not expecting that, but that's
a good one, Chris.
That's a good
conversation.
Trade conversation. Who's coming up? Well, you guys know where I was going. I'm ruffling feathers. No, I'm ruffling feathers. I'm going right in. We're doing the GOAT talk. That's what I'm doing. I'm bringing it this. I know it's too easy, but this year you know what? This year I'm coming in hard. I'm packing that stuff in like LeBron stuffing
stats. Yeah,
stuffing the block on Iguodala. I'm bringing it hard. Everybody's getting a second helping of LeBron's the GOAT now. So it's official for me, and I'm bringing the heat this Thanksgiving. But we've had this. Did
he get chased down blocked by Bradley Beal last night?
It's possible.
Yeah,
it's possible. He's a 40-year-old man, but
yeah,
I guess we'll ding him for that in the GOAT debate.
All right, that's a polarizing topic.
Yeah, I'm going in hard.
That is certainly to turn the heads.
I would be interested to see who you actually get to talk to you about that, because I feel like no one,
I get everybody to talk.
I feel like that topic's not as talked about anymore. Like it was, it peaked like 2 or 3 years ago.
It did peak, but I feel like I still get, like when I'm in a room of casuals, I get the LeBron was definitely not better than Jordan, and then it just, you guys know me. It triggers something in me, and I just go, who was the last time you watched a game? 01 Kobe. Okay, well, some things have changed.
Talk about your triggers. Should we have a trigger segment?
So Titus is having Thanksgiving lunch with like his work guys, right? He's sitting at the table in the lunchroom having like the little
You're like, you do a podcast?
Thanksgiving. Yeah, get out here early. Like, oh yeah, you got a podcast? Oh wow, I got an opinion for you. And then they drop that on you, and then you just
I'm like, well, he's got 40,000.
He's got 40,000 points.
That's a good one. So we've got a very non-polarizing topic, a very polarizing topic,
family
and we've
friendly.
got like a very analytical, like deep thinker conversation.
We went all around the horn here. Our NBA conversation is great. Yeah, this is so far.
It's a cornucopia of conversation.
Cornucopia of conversation. I love that.
It's good.
All right, we go from the cornucopia of conversation to all right. Everybody's around the table. There's a knock on the door, somebody's walking in. It's the most acceptable uninvited guest. This is a guy like, oh, my buddy just showed up.
Didn't know you were coming, but hey.
Didn't know you were coming. You know, I texted him. I didn't hear back, but I did send the address. So now he's here. And instead of, the looks of disgust from your family, they're all going, hey, so-and-so's here. Chris, who is that person in the NBA for you?
Yeah, it's this is my favorite one for me. I think it's Jared McCain.
Oh yeah, okay. The TikTok guy.
The TikTok guy that paints his nails.
Yeah.
He can ball. Dude's averaging nearly 17 points a game, getting 30-point games, 20. He was getting 20 for 6 games in a row.
He's a vibe.
They're not winning, but rookies don't win. He's not expected to be winning. It's on Embiid and Nick Nurse and everybody else on the team, not on Jared McCain. He's the most likable player, I feel like, too. I don't know anything negative about him. He's always smiling. He'd be a great uninvited guest. He's the perfect one. I like to hear you guys come up with a better one. That's the best.
I feel like too. Yeah. Well, spoiler, I did go a different way with this, but
so did I. But it's a good one.
I do like the idea.
I don't know why I got so aggressive. I apologize.
No, I like this because you're like, if you like the guy's legit showing up to Thanksgiving. This is what I actually kind of like. What I do like is that nobody really knows exactly who he is, and then he's just going to be this cool dude, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh, that was fun. We're in a TikTok now."
Right. Oh yeah, you're gonna do some dances. That's probably
do some dances.
The negative part of this. Yeah.
Grandma's gonna get in the mix.
Grandma's doing TikToks.
Grandma's doing a TikTok. Grandma's loving it. She's having a great time with Jared McCain. So that's a great pick, Chris. Joey.
Mine is different.
Yeah. How'd you go?
But I got a little knock at the door. I'm opening it up. I'm really excited because I just had JJ Redick show up at my Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
All right.
Multitude of reasons here, right? So I'm trying to build the whole thing here. This is kind of like a draft for me. I'm trying to build the right squad here. So first off, he's bringing good wine, right?
Okay.
He's showing up. He's got himself a nice bottle of wine, right? He's showing up.
Aged.
He doesn't need to be introduced. He seems like the kind of guy who's just going to sit down, shake a few hands, and he's going to fit right in with the group. He's got plenty of things to talk about. You want to talk about his playing career? Check. You want to talk about him being a color analyst on TV? Check. You want to talk about him doing a podcast with LeBron? Check. Got it. You want to talk about him being a head coach in the NBA? Check. Right. You've got the full spectrum of anything you could possibly do in the NBA covered with him. So the conversation is endless. I feel like you're going to get really good insight on the villain aspect of teams. Also, now with Titus's conversation here, you're going to have a really great insight to LeBron being better than Jordan. So you've got it all kind of building together. And he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's going to linger.
Yeah, he's going to be in and out.
I think he's going to come in, he's going to have his meal, he's going to have his wine, and then he's going to be like, all right, well, thanks for having me. And he's going to get out of here. So you got a lot of interest. Going to get a lot of conversation, a lot of things covered, and anybody at the table can ask this guy a question. He's got an answer for him.
Yep. And when he leaves, and it's just the core family, everybody's going, JJ was pretty cool.
Yeah, JJ was cool. Where'd that guy come from?
Coach is LeBron, huh?
Grandma's happy. Wow, he's a handsome fella.
He's a handsome fella.
I feel like if I met JJ in that kind of environment, I'd be like, oh, this guy's kind of fake. I don't like him anymore.
I can see that. There's a real risk of that, though, with JJ.
There's a lot of risk. Because that's kind of the vibe I've been getting
laying on a little too thick.
6 months. Yeah, I still like the guy, but
there's also a risk. He's like, that's actually the least efficient way to carve a turkey, and this is going to be a little bit better here.
He's just judging everything.
Yeah, you gotta get more threes up.
These potatoes are a little dry.
They're a little dry. Did you use condensed milk?
A little lumpy.
All right, I went a completely different way. I had a slightly different interpretation. I went a little more NBA themed, and I went with Porzingis as he's uninvited or unexpected guest. His return to the basketball court a little early. So you weren't expecting him till Christmas. Like you were like, hey, he's gonna come by for Christmas, but he ends up making the flight, and he's here for Thanksgiving. Got on the floor, 16, 6 and 2 with 2 blocks, shot 50% from the field. And you were excited. You were excited to see it. The Boston Celtics were, and I liked that. It
sounds like you were just excited seeing him back.
I was excited to see Porzingis back.
And
I was like, wow, Porzingis made it for Thanksgiving. This is great.
Sounds like it was a Hallmark movie for you. Just, happy ending. Like you said, you didn't expect him till Christmas, but then
you made it
knock at the door, and he's got his suitcase and his nice pea coat on, and it's, hey, Kristaps is back, and everybody runs here. Everybody runs in the door. Hugs and kisses all around for Kristaps.
It's a Kristaps Christmas, except Thanksgiving.
In Latvia, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's celebrated the same. It's very, very Hallmark. Very Hallmark movie.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
It's good. Good interpretations. That's a good gift. So you got the new guy.
Yeah, there's a
new guy in town who's got style and swag.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the consummate professional coach, and then you've got Titus's
injured player.
Wet dream.
The unicorn dreams showing
unicorn dreams. There you go.
Making Boston even better. Wow, this is what a holiday, what a Thanksgiving miracle. Oh, boys. All right. Now we're moving on. You've had your main helping. You've had your first plate, your course. Your uninvited guest has shown up. You're going back for the second plate, but you know what? You're not getting everything. You're not getting everything, right? The second round, you're a little stuffed. What is the best side? Who or what is the mashed potatoes of the NBA? Joey, how did you interpret this one?
So I actually
best side.
I actually had the same answer as Chris's conversation topic here. So this is where I mixed in the trade deadline. So I'm thinking you're really full on the heavy talk, right? You've really put in all of your opinions.
Yeah.
And now you're down to just some very like factual based stuff, right? Now we're talking trades of you've got contract versus contract, player fit versus player fit. It's either it works or it doesn't, right? It's kind of it's very easy. You're going to get a couple yays, couple nays, then you just kind of move on down the roads. It's almost like you're playing Taboo, right? You know, little post dinner game here. You got the cards or whatever. You're shouting out things. Everybody's shouting out different things. So, you know, you're going back just for a little dabble of trade deadline conversation. Got the trade machines up. You're kind of working through it. You're kind of, creating this super team, if you will, of what could be. So I'm going back for the easy conversation, I think, which is based in facts. And it's trade deadline stuff.
I like that. The trade deadline conversation. It will be coming up soon. Hopefully we can start getting into it. But that is the mashed potatoes, the side of the NBA. Not quite NBA talk, but very similar. Chris, what was your side?
So I interpret this as the best side is like best sidekick.
Love it.
Player.
Oh, okay.
And I just wanted to talk about Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
He was the player of the week along with Giannis Antetokounmpo. He got 22, 25, and 20. The Spurs are 10-8. Large thanks to this man. He's like the Tobias Harris, but like went into the abyss and had no expectations put upon him, right? He just made his money. He got his championship in his first 3 years, and he got to, just live his life. But he's like the perfect side. You don't want mashed potatoes as your main course. You don't want Harrison Barnes to be your top guy. You want it to be like the 4A option.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what mashed potatoes, that's what Harrison Barnes is. So Harrison Barnes, man, he's I feel like he's been a little underrated in his career. He was 8th overall pick, maybe had higher expectations, but he's a good mashed potatoes kind of guy.
I like that. Great interpretation.
I'm just concerned that you said mashed potatoes are a 4A in your Thanksgiving meal. That's just
there's
I said that more for Harrison Barnes. It's funny you said that. I said that because of Harrison Barnes more, and then I started going back like, okay, wait, what are my other foods I put in front to justify this point I just made?
Slanderous behavior.
It was very
stuffing,
funny.
Some turkey with gravy.
So stuffing's number one.
Rolls, bread rolls. If they're like hot, I don't know.
Stuffing is number one. But it was funny when you said, because I live in a vegetarian household here, and when you said you don't want mashed potatoes as your main, I was like, about to have mashed potatoes as a main tomorrow.
Mashed potatoes as the main, bread stuffing as the 2.
Bread stuffing as the 2.
At the 2, you got rolls at the 3.
Yep. Well, we got a brie and cranberry sourdough working.
Brie and cranberry sourdough.
That sounds pretty good. Yeah, like a pull apart thing.
Like a pull apart, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Right.
Sounds great.
We got some veggies in the 4.
Yep. We got some greens going to be roasted. So
casseroles, or are we just straight?
No
green
casseroles,
beans?
Just straight on a plate or on the pan on the
okay
oven roasted.
Well, what's closing out the 5 here at the Dominguez household?
Pumpkin pie. Locking it in. Coming in center. Just doing the dirty work. Getting those old boards. All right, my NBA side. I'm loving this so far because we have all like taken different interpretations, and I had a different interpretation of this, and I went with what is the mashed potatoes to the NBA, and I went with inside the NBA on TNT.
Ooh. That was actually a thought of mine. I actually almost had that down. I actually jotted that down early on.
So if the NBA is your turkey, you know what I mean? It's your turkey, it's your ham, that's your roast beast. You know, you're not skipping the halftime show with Barkley, Shaq, Kenny. You're watching them run to the board. You know what I mean? When the games end at night, you're throwing on to see Shaq and a fool. It's the perfect NBA side to the NBA.
That's true.
It's true.
It's hard to argue that.
I love the way I did not put this at all, interpreting it that way. So I love the
what
where
goes
your mind
with
went
the NBA.
This one.
I did have one more sneaky side. This is a slightly different side. So this is the green salad that like somebody's aunt brought. It's got like roasted walnuts or something and cranberries in it, and like an apple vinaigrette. This is the Ryan Russillo Tales from the Couch segment on his podcast. If you ever listen to this, it's just deep, nerdy basketball talk. It's like 10 minutes long. You don't want 2 helpings of that. You just want like one quick salad with everything. You know, make sure you have some greens and some fiber. That's Russillo.
It's Russillo. It's a good one.
That's Russillo for you.
It's good.
Getting your veggies in.
Are you guys happy that ESPN is taking Inside the NBA with them?
Yes.
Next season.
You know, that was something why I thought of for the best side because it's eternal. It's like mashed potatoes. When they learned TNT was losing the games, everybody's like, well, what's going to happen with Inside the NBA? Who was bringing the mashed potatoes?
Kind of makes you wonder who was in on those deals because somebody messed this up real bad.
Yeah.
Like you lost the games, and then the only product that you created that kept you with the games was Inside the NBA, and then Big Brother just took it too.
Taking that too. But apparently it's still going to be shot in Atlanta and through Warner, and they're just going to
Turner's still going to
they're just going to air it on ESPN. I don't know.
Cool.
I'd be interested to see what happens.
That'll be confusing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be watered down because Mickey Mouse has control of it. Though.
Mickey Mouse is going to have control of Barkley. I feel like this. It only goes 1 year. I feel like it goes 1 year, and they start going.
It breaks up.
Yeah, they're like, yeah,
you're probably right. You're probably right. Shaq and Barkley go first.
Yeah,
and then Ernie stays for like 1 season, but he's like, it's not the same. I can't do it. And then he leaves, and then it's like Kenny left by himself, and then they try to put like dudes around him.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the second season is gonna be Ernie, Kenny, and Stephen A. Smith, and that's when it's gonna be brutal. And you're like, oh god.
As soon as Stephen A. Smith shows up, I'm out.
Yeah, he's gonna be really racing Kenny to the board. Yeah, I'll be out. They're like, all right, this is not my mashed potatoes. You put something else in it. Put raisins in it. I don't know.
It's not potato salad.
It's not potato salad. All right, you've had your second helping. We're going to the game. Your post-dinner game. What do you want? I mean, I don't know. Are you guys Thanksgiving lunch people? Are you Thanksgiving dinner people?
Yeah,
lunch.
Yeah.
Lunch, right? So
early afternoon.
Early afternoon. So what do you want in that like 6 o'clock slot? Mm-hmm. You got your pumpkin pie with a Mountain of Cool Whip, and you're ready to go. Chris, what's the game you're putting on?
Okay, so I did interpret this one the right way. I was expecting you guys to go a completely another different direction with this, but the game, I like two. So this is like 2 teams who like, all right, with my family.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm trying to convince them to actually watch a game.
Yeah.
Who do we have them watching? It's got to be the Warriors because they're actually good again this year. Stephen Curry's playing,
obviously,
high flying. And then I was between a few. I had the Spurs because Wembanyama is fantastic. But then I tried going to the East. The only East team I could really find that's worth a damn is Boston. But even they're like, I don't want to watch this. So I think Spurs Warriors. Give me Spurs Warriors. Give me the Wembanyama.
Yeah, you got the old and the new.
Okay.
I like it.
Spurs and Warriors.
No, Chris, you muted yourself accidentally here. We'll get you
Chris
back.
muted himself. We'll get him back.
But Joey, what was your afternoon game?
All right. I tasked Mellis this one. It was my own question, and then I tasked it. That's my new phrase for when I just completely go rogue on it. When I just go rogue on my own topic, I'm just gonna task it.
I'm tassing it.
So again, staying with my theme here, trying to build the best squad, right? So I'm trying to bring everybody in, right? Again, I'm covering eras here. So I'm picking something that
a vintage game.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
I'm picking something that everybody can understand, right? I don't want a full game. I'm not going full on, right? I don't want people falling asleep. I don't want
Derrick Rose highlights.
It was close. I was thinking about like a mixtape compilation stuff. It's pretty close though. So I'm going with starting with the 2015 slam dunk contest.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm gonna welcome the family in. I'm gonna welcome the family into the aura that is Zach LaVine, right? Because it's just gonna fill my ego here, and I'm gonna say, hey, look at this dude.
He plays for the Bulls.
Look at this young guy, right? He's gonna put on a Space Jam jersey, right? The kids are gonna go crazy. Space Jam's gonna come on. Jordan jersey. It's gonna be all hype. So he's gonna win, and then we're gonna bring in 2016 slam dunk competition right after that. And we're going to say, hey, here's the villain this year. Here's this guy, Aaron Gordon, plays for the Magic, kind of an unknown. And then you're going to watch that whole dunk contest, right? It's good because Zach's going to win both of them, which is just great. It's good competition, right? Everybody's going to be interested. You're going to have some people, getting out of their seats for this. These are some good dunks. But the uncle in the corner that was, all up in arms about the 90s Bulls is also going to be sitting there talking about Zach's dunks from the free throw line not being true free throw line dunks like Jordan's was, and you're just gonna get everybody all riled up again. So you've got the full package, in my opinion, right? You're not going to lose interest, right? You're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the collective gathering as a whole.
You're bringing it in.
And what better? Everybody understands dunks. Everybody understands when you see a good dunk. That's two of the best dunk contests that ever happened.
Actually, I like this. When you first I was thinking you're going highlight mix. I was like, where's this going? But I do like a dunk contest. Nobody is gonna not watch that. Everybody's locked in on that. Chris, you like that?
It's fine.
It's fine.
I kind of look at it as like a highlight thing, or like I'm just bummed out because like right now I have NBA Crunch Time on, which I don't know if you guys ever watch NBA Crunch Time, but it's like the red zone of the NBA. And it's unwatchable. It's just constant action. You have no idea what's going on. We're just kind of I feel like an old man. I'm going towards the old man realm where you don't want to watch a full game. I kind of get it. I kind of like it because at least Joey's saying like, well, we're gonna watch the full dunk contest, not just the highlights.
Yeah.
Understand.
We're not pulling up the 8-minute YouTube.
So maybe that's
we're getting the full thing. We're talking 45 minutes here.
Yeah, got the kids' attention.
It's not like the 8-minute. Like, oh, look at Aaron Gordon. But LaVine won.
Yeah, we're gonna see the misses. We're gonna see the makes. We're seeing everything.
I like it. All right,
it's okay.
It's okay.
No, but then I had to talk myself into it.
Yeah, talking yourself into it. So you guys are probably gonna hate my pick. I went with Bulls Celtics. This is the matchup I want in my house.
God damn, what?
Why? Okay. I'm gonna explain.
Right.
I'm gonna explain. So it's a holiday. People are talking. To Joey's point, this is why I wish I would have thought of what Joey thought of. He had a much better idea. My thought is nobody's really watching this game. So I want to put on two teams that I want to watch. So obviously, if the Bulls are playing the Celtics, it'll be a national game. So I'm actually gonna be able to watch it instead of having to, mess with the antenna. I get to watch them. Michelle's happy. She's watching the Celtics. It's a game we're not gonna have to pay too close attention to because the Celtics should win comfortably. So it's fun. And everybody, I feel like everybody's really watching anyway. We're all talking. We're looking in, checking in. Oh, is that they just won last year? Yeah, that's who won the championship. And then, there's Modest. He's the new guy. He's supposed to be pretty good. He's going to get like 3 minutes. I think it's fine. You know what I mean? I don't have to focus too much.
I feel like right now you just talked yourself out of how bad of a.
Joey talked me into what we should be watching, which is a dunk contest. But
yeah, that's probably the best one.
In my head, I was like, this is going to be perfect. It's just a background game. It's a background game. I don't have to be too focused on it, but I can have basketball on. In my experience, the games don't get watched too closely on a holiday.
I'd watch third. So I know Joey mentioned he's going to put on 2 dunk contests. The next one I'd put on is like a skills competition.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I think we're
hey, what the hell is this? It's like you see them dribbling around these cones, and then
this is Team Antetokounmpo, and they're passing through a hoop.
I feel like Joey's pick is if we all 3 of us were at a Thanksgiving together, we'd be doing those 2. Then we're doing Vince, and then it's into Bulls Celtics playoff with Derrick Rose buzzer beaters, highlights, and then it's Game 7 Warriors. We're hitting all our favorites.
And honestly, Joey's is the only one that's realistic because the NBA does not. The NFL dominates Thanksgiving. The NBA's not even on. So
yeah.
I like Joey's. Joey wins this round. I don't know if we're keeping score, but Joey wins this round.
I felt good about it.
I know I won round 2. I was
proud about that.
I feel like I won the mashed potatoes round, but whatever. Nobody's keeping score.
We should go back and keep score.
All right, the deciding round. All right, it's Black Friday. Thanksgiving's now over. It's a sale. What normal thing from the NBA would you change? Joey, bring us home here. What would you change?
Okay. I struggle with my own question here. Come up with a good answer for it.
Did you ask this before you actually had an answer to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
the only one that I had a thought for was number 4, was the dunk contest one. That was kind of what spurred it.
Wow.
It just was in my head. All right, but
Inside
Black Friday, I think I'm looking to change. I'm going to fouls.
Okay.
So we're gonna start talking about fouls here and why I want to change them.
Wow, this is good. Thanksgiving's gonna get heated.
So, kind of sparked me with the overtime game the Hornets played. LaMelo was on a heater, ended up fouling out in overtime, like 10 seconds in, right off the inbounds pass. 6 fouls. So, my first thought here on fouls is game goes to overtime, foul limit increases to 7. You get an extra foul for an extra 5 minutes of game time. Because, yes, I understand you're supposed to control yourself, but like you don't know when that game's going to break. And I think one extra foul limit going into overtime is good. So that's number 1. From there, then I've got 2 changes to free throws coming off of fouls. So, last 2-minute fouls, and these are both not in the act of shooting. So last 2-minute foul on the floor, or clear path / transition take foul. I think we should go to the make 1 worth 2 type thing.
Okay. Free throw shooting.
Yep. So guys on a fast break, you grab him from behind, follow him. He gets his free throws. He makes the first one worth 2 points. He misses it. Game on, grab the ball. Let's go kind of thing. I think it would improve the pace of games, especially at the end. It would maybe disincentivize. That's a word.
Yeah, feels like a word.
It's a word.
Disincentivize.
It's fine.
Fouling people right late in games. It would make you think maybe about some of those when we've got 2 fouls to give, or when you kind of do them. So there'd be a little bit of strategy in it. And also too, like there may be some more strategy too about following like the hack a shack or following a big man. So all you got to do is make one, right? So you're not necessarily playing the strategies anymore. So I know it doesn't necessarily reward, I guess it rewards players who are bad at free throws because all I have to do is be around 50%. But I'm thinking more of the entertainment factor when games are close and teams are starting to kind of whittle it down here. It adds a little bit more to it. Might make the game go faster. And it won't just bog it down with this endless onslaught of free throws necessarily. And if it does, guys make one and you're on playing. You're not waiting another 30 seconds to a minute for them to go through their free throw routine. Giannis, right? Nobody wants to watch that when they're close game. All that nonsense. So make one worth 2.
I like that. I like your thought about the overtime foul. I love that. I've always kind of thought foul should be I'm a lean like limitless. Like you should just keep getting free throws, but I don't think a guy should foul out. I don't like that. But there has to be something. There has to be like a penalty or something like that.
I would say if you foul out, if you get 6 in regulation and then overtime comes, you don't get an extra foul then, right? If you're out, you're out. Yeah. But if you get your 6 in overtime, then you get your extra.
You get to stay in for overtime.
Stay in for one more. Yeah.
I like that. Chris, your thoughts on this?
I'm okay with that. Yeah. It would have been great last year, with Towns. That's what I kept thinking about when he kept saying more fouls. I'm like, it was such a headache watching those playoffs, with a guy like him.
I think about Luka.
I used to think 6 was enough, and then I kept watching Karl Anthony Towns. I'm like, yeah, we need more. So Joey, you're on. Yeah, no, you're on. I like what you're saying here.
Just like where your head's at here, but
yeah. Granted, he's gone now, but it's fine.
Yeah, Randall's perfect.
He's got great chemistry with his teammates.
It's all right.
Gobert's a tough guy to get along with. I feel like.
Yeah,
he's a big RFK fan.
Ooh.
Which hey, maybe there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought it was because he likes.
Well, that explains some. That explains some things here. The touching of the mics.
Yeah, that explains the microphone touching.
Instantly, viruses or germs aren't real. So,
correct.
Yeah.
All right.
On that note, Chris, what is the thing you would change about the NBA?
Yeah. So I used to think. I meant to look up what was the scoring thing that we used to always talk about, the
Elam ending.
The Elam ending that just went away, right? We just don't talk about that anymore.
That was over.
Yeah,
even though it's still the best way to end a game. Whatever. Everything's worse than it was 4 years ago. We're always getting worse.
I feel like the second time they did it, it didn't work. It worked that first time.
It was new and fresh. Yeah, the second time it didn't work.
The second time it didn't work, and that was the end of that because they were like, if the teams aren't relatively close, then one team just wins really quickly, and it's kind of sucks.
That's basically game. Yeah.
That's not mine. Mine is what I like to see changed. More open. So it's kind of like with Black Friday in general. My association with why I want to change the NBA is more open budgets, expanded caps. Can we not have it such? I feel like the NBA is the most restrictive cap I've ever seen. I don't want it like the MLB where like the Dodgers just signed Blake Snell to $181 million contract when they already stupid. It's insane what that team can do, and it's just gonna be Yankees Dodgers for the next 20 years in the MLB because they spend the money.
Yeah,
but basketball, you can't spend money. You're literally restricted. And like the Celtics, sure they spent money, but they won the championship. They hope they're the only team. So obviously they're gonna be favorites again, and it just feels like it waters down the product. We have this Towns Randall trade that's not working out for either side right now. Both teams are under 500. Trade. I think the Knicks are under 500. They're at 500, if not under.
Yeah.
It's just it's such a bummer, man, because it's just for the Timberwolves especially. Seeing what they finally had.
Yeah.
And having to give it up purely because of the cap. Like if there wasn't a cap, that team would have stayed together. So let's increase the cap, man. Like these billionaires got money. Like
they should do something where like I forget who is, maybe it's Low or somebody proposed it. Like your guys shouldn't count for your cap. Like if you draft a guy and then sign him to a max, like that should not count against your cap. And so like a guy like Ant, if you're essentially thinking like, hey, we don't have to pay this guy, or like we can pay him, but he doesn't hit our cap, let's surround him. That I think makes sense. Something like that.
I think the issue, I think it might have come up in that pod, but the issue was teams like what the Sixers did would just happen even more, right? Yeah. So you would just like keep tanking until you get the top pick. It would be even more valuable than it already is.
Yeah, because that was the thing. Yeah, you're right.
I think there's some wrinkles in there though. Like you could do draft picks, or like if a guy meets a certain number of like years of service to your team.
Yeah,
like the bird rights thing.
Yeah,
right?
It's like, hey, once you hit 4 years here, or work out your first deal and on your second contract, then that second contract doesn't count towards it. Like it's like a staggering percentage. Like your second contract hits at 25% of the total, and then it goes down to nothing the next or something like that.
They kind of have that, but it's just not as effective.
Yeah,
right? Birds right kind of screws teams, right? Right.
That's the thing, right? Because you can sign for more, but then it hurts your cap.
Yeah.
Maybe it shouldn't hurt your cap.
Yeah.
Just have it not hurt your cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of the cap is to make the small market teams be able to be competitive, right?
Which I like and I agree with that. But
but name me the last time, or tell me the last time that's actually.
Yeah, no, they just go
San Antonio, the Spurs.
Yeah,
the Spurs keep doing it, but the Bucks, are they small market?
True, Bucks a good one.
Are they? I don't know.
But they drafted the guy that made them the team, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't even that
completely.
Well, that's what happens. They draft a guy, and then you see like we see same with Minnesota right now, where a year before it really was going to impact them, they're like, "Hey, we got to make this move."
Right.
Yeah. The Thunder did that with Harden, right?
Yeah,
like
Harden.
Well, it was over $4 million apparently.
Yeah, but still.
Anyways,
dumb moves.
Good one. I like that one, Chris.
I like that.
Thank you.
All right, I got a pretty wild one here. Black Friday is all about reducing the cost. I want to do 5-game first-round playoffs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The 7 games, it's just too much, man. For the first round, let's get these over quick. The playoffs don't start at the second round anyway.
I think Mark Cuban talked about this like 5 or 10 years ago, and I think it literally is just a money thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think he would. I don't even think he was like against it. He's just more like, yeah, no, we get an extra. How do we get that? We get X amount for that extra 1 or 2 games.
Home games, yeah.
Like it's an extra home game.
Yeah,
that's all it is, man. That's why we're playing 82 games. That's why.
Yeah.
We're like, well, we can't reduce the number of games. How about we put an NBA Cup to help these teams be more exciting? It's like nobody cares right now. Jamal Murray even said like, this is just my side gig. Like I'm not even. It's just I don't know, man. Nobody. Yeah.
I just I locked into the WNBA playoffs this year, and they were so fast,
like the 5
early
games,
rounds, and I was just like,
5
man, this is great. 5 games is the right amount. Let's just go.
I was kind of. I actually thought of something similar to that, but it was more. I didn't think of the schematics, but like concept wise of like giving the number 1 seeds like a bye first round, and then instead of doing like the play-in, those bottom teams or whatever do like the 5-game series. So they do a shortened series, kind of like MLB does it, right? Like they're almost like wild cards.
A wild card series.
Whereas like these guys are playing like a 3-game series, maybe even.
Yeah.
It's like it's real fast, but then they're just in, and then it kind of goes from there. But it gives you both of the things where you have teams at the bottom trying to fight to stay in it, and the team at the top has the incentive to get that bye, to get an extra week's worth of rest or whatever, instead of just home court advantage kind of thing. But I like that. I do agree.
Baseball is the only sport where I believe that the playoffs should be longer. Where like it's only 5, or isn't it like the first round like 3?
The first round is 3. Yeah,
it should be 5.
The wild card series.
The World Series should be 9. To be honest, right? Like let's just like 7's not even enough.
Baseball is a game of attrition, so yeah, it should be longer. But
yeah,
basketball needs to be shorter. There was something. Oh man, you said something, Joey, and triggered something for me, and I don't remember what it was.
Buys.
No, I that's what it was. It was reseeding. The playoffs should be league wide. We gotta cut the conferences, man. We can't, like, the East is so bad this year. You got to have
you don't even have to say this year. It's just
this year. I know, historically,
it's so bad.
They just got to put. You can't have a team that's like under 500 in the mix right now. Like, when the West is so compacted, like just the top 16 teams. It's got to be it, and then let's go.
Like number 5. Sorry, let's just say number 6 in the East is Miami. They're 7 and 8.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
What are we doing here? Let me pull it up.
And then you got the West, number 10 seed San Antonio is 10 and 8.
Yeah.
So yeah, Titus, your point 100%. More than ever. I feel like we can do this every year, but now more than ever, this early to see like this is insane.
Yeah, because like right now the Bulls, they're in the mix here for the play-in, and everybody, like, they should be completely out. They should not even be in the mix. You'd be like, no, they're not. They're nowhere near this.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Washington. I feel like they had a team with Caron Butler, Antoine Jameson, Gilbert Arenas, because they were in the East and because they're like a top 4 team. But like that team is like the 10th team in the West, even back then. Yeah, that's where you get these bad teams. It's because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's do it. 5 games and reseed.
Reseed 5 games. I like it. I approve.
NBA fixed. And just replay the best dunk contests during the playoffs or the All-Star weekend. All right, boys. Any other Thanksgiving thoughts? Are you guys excited for a little holiday break with the fam here?
Yeah, looking forward to it. My favorite holiday.
Tomorrow morning.
Don't care.
Fantastic.
Pound and beers tomorrow morning.
Don't eat. What time is the game? 11, 10?
11:30.
Don't care. Don't care.
I don't know. I'll be watching.
Fun game last week. Anyways.
Yeah. Skull.
Skull.
I'll
Skull.
The Vikings.
Skull for this year.
They do.
Yeah,
the
Vikings thing.
The Vikings thing.
The
You
Minnesota
didn't have
thing.
to ask. You knew.
Well, when nobody responded, I was like, "Shit, did I get it wrong?"
I thought he was talking about the dip.
No,
I thought he was like, "I'm just gonna."
I think about the Vikings.
They're like, "I'm gonna pop it back it, whatever
Pop
they call
it in.
Pop it in. Skull.
Oh man, Skull.
Or I thought he was. It's cool. I don't know. I was lost.
No, definitely looking forward to Thanksgiving.
Yep,
my favorite holiday.
Good food. Favorite holiday. Wow.
Yeah,
that's not on brand too. By the way.
Yeah, it kind of on brand. I guess.
No. I feel like anytime that I say something's my favorite, you guys are like, that's on brand.
Because everything that is your favorite is on brand.
When you say something that's your favorite, and me and Tyson both like, you know what? Yes. For you. Yes.
For you, Joey. No, because I would never, like, Thanksgiving would not even be, it wouldn't even be top 5. I don't know.
It's not even top 5.
Not even top 5 here, bro. Hey, Christmas, it's sandwiched between Christmas and Halloween, the two best, like, top tier holidays.
Christmas, 4th of July.
4th of July.
Halloween.
Nah, 4th of July is good. Christmas.
Cinco de Mayo. I'm just making shit up. I'm kidding. It's
Patrick's Day
for sure. St. Patrick's Day. Thanksgiving. It's gonna be a good one, guys. Well,
it's the easiest of the holidays. That's why.
You know what? 100%.
I completely disagree.
All you gotta do is eat.
Yeah.
Well, if you're making food, it's a little bit hard.
Yeah, but you share. Well, okay.
Yeah. You make a dish. You bring a dish. Yeah.
Yeah, you bring a dish. Everybody brings a dish. You just piece it out. You don't have to buy people presents. You don't have to wrap them. You don't have to like travel around. Right. You don't have to put up decorations for it. You just sit down and eat, and then we watch a dunk contest.
Watch a dunk contest. Call it a day.
Yeah. Joey's starting a tradition with his Thanksgiving now.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it tomorrow. I'll report back how it goes.
Back. I think I might.
You hosting too?
No. But I'm just gonna cast my parents' TV. I'm just gonna.
There you go.
Well, Zach Levine dunk.
Hey guys, check this out.
Hey kids, you ever seen Zach Levine?
He's technically it's on the free throw line.
He's a max player, guys. Let's watch.
Max player. No, don't start that. Well, that is it for us tonight. Follow us on social media at the Box Out Boys. Slide in those DMs. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review on YouTube and Spotify. We appreciate that very much. So until next time, Box out.